learn to disconnect from the fears and worries about the future, regrets in the past with a short meditation practice. Practice coming back to the present moment and resourcing yourself here and now. So meditation isn't always something that will induce calm states. There can be different stages which lead to more or less stress. However, it is something that you can always do, and you can always connect with the truth that's in this moment. So this is a short practice, generally from an insight meditation background. It'll be about 10 minutes. To be done sitting, standing, lying down in an active rest position with your knees up. The instructions can also be adapted for walking, but I won't encourage that today. So if you're sitting, I'd encourage you to try and have your hips slightly higher than your knees. Induces a good posture, nice upright without bringing too much tension into trying to maintain that. If you're standing, have your knees a bit soft, and if you're lying down, knees up so you're less likely to fall to sleep. It can be done with your eyes sort of gently looking sort of unfocused and down if you're standing or sitting, or open and soft if you're lying down, or it can be done with your eyes closed, whatever you're comfortable with. This will be about 10 minutes long. So first, notice how it is just to stop doing, almost have a sense of gratitude that you have this opportunity to sort of stop what you're doing and actually pay attention to what's happening without that craziness of what's happening everywhere else in your life. First, see if you can notice what's happening in the external world around you. This could be any sounds in the distance. Could be sights, like it could be flashes of light, or it could be, anything lightness or darkness on the back of your eyelids. It could be smells, or even the sensation of the wind or the breeze if you're outside or with the window open. What's happening in the external world. Now your attention to slowly come towards more your body. So notice the boundary of your body. Could be the surface which supports you, maybe pressure as your bum is on a seat, or hardness of your feet on the floor. So where is the pressure or the supports? What sensations are present from that? I assume you're not floating in space. Maybe the touch of your clothing. What else is meeting your skin? And can you sort of sharply identify the boundary of your body, or is it kind of soft and blurred? So without kind of imagining, alright, my hand is this shape and I can feel this, see if you can tune into the actual sensation of it. And notice whether it's a distinct boundary point between the internal and the external, whether it's blurred and it's just kind of like a cloud of sensation. You're not quite sure where you end and the world starts. Either of those or anything else is fine. Notice how you know that you are alive. You're here now. Could be movement, subtle or otherwise, in your body. Perhaps it's your breath. Breath going, causing your belly to move, or your chest or your shoulders. Maybe it's at the nostrils, colder air coming in, warmer air coming out. It's your pulse or sense of movement in the body. Maybe heaviness, could be your bones on the floor. A sense of lightness, open expansion. What sensations are present for you right now? I'd invite you to identify which is most prevalent for you and bring your attention to focus there. For most people this will be the breath. There's a cycle of the breath, so I'm going to focus on that. So either at the belly or at the nostrils or anywhere else you notice your breath. And see if you can identify, pay attention to the whole breathing cycle and what changes over the time of a breathing cycle. If it's your attention's at your belly, do you notice the sensation of like a sense of rising or expanding or stretching as you inhale? Does that change over the inhale? Perhaps it gets, the sense of stretching gets stronger. I think you notice the gap when the inhale ends just before the exhale starts. What's the drop off like between the inhale and that gap? Is it sudden or is it gradual? Can you not quite identify where it ends? And then just notice what happens at the exhale. Perhaps it's a relaxation or a falling or a sense of kind of like caving in or letting go. How does that change over the cycle of an exhale? And finally, the point between the exhale and the next inhale. When does that arise? When does that end? Is there clear distinction between there? Or does the exhale seem to lead right into the inhale without any break? If you're doing it in your nostrils, it may be it's most prevalent in your upper lip or the outside of your nostrils or inside of them. Maybe that there's air coming in more in one nostril than the other, or there's a difference in temperature, or kind of the pressure or speed of the breath changes over a cycle. So see if you can really zoom in. Be attentive to every moment, which may be just maybe like 10 times in a second or 1 time in a second that you're able to notice. That's okay, that itself will change. But notice that whole cycle, the inhale with the pause, the exhale with the pause. You may also notice if characteristics of the breath change as you pay attention. Maybe it gets longer or shorter or deeper or shallower. Produces more or less tension or movement within your body. Of course, every moment there's a tendency for your mind to wander. So be paying attention to the point of your breath that you've identified, and mind will jump off and you'll start thinking about something in the past or something that's going to happen in the future or something else in the present. Maybe the sounds of birds in the distance. So if you notice yourself wandering away from the object of your attention now, see if you can sort of cultivate a sense of gratitude for that noticing. The object here is not to beat yourself up if you're not paying attention to the breath every single moment, but rather notice the nature of your mind and its tendency to do things, and see if you can gently bring it back at some point. See if you can cultivate a sense of pleasure or gratitude in yourself each time you notice what's going on, because that is the goal, just to notice the process. So mind wanders, go down that road, and sooner or later you notice, oh yeah, that's happened again. Bring it back to the breath. And those characteristics, the inhale, the exhale, the pauses, any properties of it. And as your mind wanders, as you continue your practice, you may even notice a similar quality of the mind as what's happening with your breath. There's an arising of like some sort of sensation or thoughts or image, and then it stays for some time, and then it will pass away. You inhale, you exhale, or in your mind or in a thought or in a sound or anything else, there'll be a time of that sensation or that thought arising and passing. So as you notice that with your breath, you may also notice that with anything else. You may notice your mind has wandered. You may notice that pass away as you bring your attention back to your object of attention, to your breath. Can you enjoy this process, this noticing? Again, cultivate a sense of gratitude that you're able to take the time to do this, and that you're here now, you're alive, that you're breathing. Each breath can be a way to further sink into pleasure or enjoyment. This isn't always the case. Sometimes paying attention to the breath can be challenging for people. Sometimes it can be not challenging, and then sooner or later, as practice develops and changes, it can become challenging, and that will pass again. So this whole process itself changes. So you can just incline yourself towards the enjoyment of it, towards any nice sensations or gratitude that you're able to do this. And has there been any changes over the course of this sit or stand or lie, or whichever posture you're in? There's been a change in the properties of your breathing. Is it lengthened or shortened, or changed area where it's most prevalent? Perhaps it was very noticeable at your nostrils before, but now there's a greater sense of it being deep in your belly. I invite you to open up slightly again from this point of attention to your whole body. Again, notice the various sensations that might be through there, any movement, or that sense of aliveness, or anything which is most prevalent. Maybe some tension has arisen, or an itch, or perhaps there's some pins and needles, or numbness. quality of change appearing throughout this short meditation. Again, bring your attention or your awareness further out to that boundary point of your body again, and notice if it's distinct, or is it blurred, is it like a cloud of sensation, or is it very sharp where your body ends and the external world starts? Is it the same as before, or is it different? The sensation's more or less prevalent, that pressure on the surface that's supporting you, or touch of clothing on your skin. Going further out still, starting to notice the external environment beyond that boundary of your body, wherever that may be. That boundary is in fact a boundary, a separate sense, or is it all the same sense? Is there a sense that you end and the world starts, or you and the world blurred into one? Are there any sounds in your environment? Any new smells? When you're ready, if they're not ready, so I invite you to gently blink your eyes open. Maintain a sort of downcast or unfocused gaze, and notice what happens as light comes in. Is there any change within your body, within your breathing, within your sensations? Do you feel more or less activated? So relaxing to actually have your eyes open. Or is it like, I don't really want to open my eyes now? I was enjoying that. Notice any emotions or anything that changes as you do so. And finally, if it's okay for you to do so, bring a slight bit of movement in your body, perhaps first at your extremities, fingers and toes. You may choose to gaze softly around your room. This whole time, see if you can maintain that sense of being with yourself, the sensations within your body, your breath. Notice if there's any change there. There we go. It's a short meditation practice to bring a little bit more awareness to this present moment. May have been calming, or it may have been more activating for you. This can be done in just small versions throughout the day, and perhaps I'll make some further videos on how to do this and as a micro practice, what to tune into, perhaps what's more personalised for you. I hope you enjoy this. Awareness is the first step. Once we have awareness of what's going on, we can have a choice or make a decision to change things to be otherwise. It starts with this awareness. So this practice is useful for you to bring that awareness from outside in and back out again into your life, and if you'd like to start building that awareness and then build it into some sort of change in your life, you can stay on this page and stay tuned for more videos, or come to my Make Different Mistakes class at 5 PM UK time on Thursdays, which is midday Eastern time, and the practice is looking at what are our mistakes we normally make in our lives and how might we do things differently, make a different mistake than we normally do. So hopefully I'll see someone there. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day and see if you can bring just a slight touch of this awareness with you. This awareness of your breath, your body, your sensations, and what changes as you go about it. what's changed now that you're ready to leave this? So, thank you and enjoy, everyone.